Hey guys, this is Karthikeya Kantwal from Apex Finso, and well, we're back with the daily dose of charts as usual every night. But before we begin for the charts for tomorrow's trading session, out of all the trades that we discussed yesterday, the six trades, we had four triggers in the end PEL, MFSL, and Just Dial, out of which three hit the target. And Just Dial will that close in green to about 0.3%. And the Bank Nifty analysis that we had discussed, the range that we had on the chart, and the range break that followed. Well, exactly as per our analysis with T. So we had a very good green day, and well, I hope you guys had the same. Let's see what we have for tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll have an even better day. Now, starting with the first trade that we have for tomorrow's trading session, SR Transfin as usual. Now, SRT, if you simply see the sustained selling moves that there have been coming, every time it has been trying to go up. Well, it's pretty evident from the chart that it looks, or it is trying really hard to break the downside under 650. So we'll be going for a short position once that level or that zone is broken. So we'll be going short only under 645. Stop loss going at 653, 655 levels. The ideal targets being 1% from your point of entry as usual. Moving on to the next chart that we have, Apollo Hospitals. Now Apollo Hospitals, well, we were looking for a short position tomorrow if that said level was, if the flag, if you remember, I told you guys about a possible flag formation. That is not the case, and I told you guys worst case scenario this wouldn't trigger, and it did not trigger. So tomorrow we'll be looking to go long at a pullback. Very simple idea. It has seen a big up move, and well, there has to be some profit booking, and then we'll look for continuation of that same swing leg. So we'll be going for a long position at 1630, stop loss going at 1610, and the ideal targets being 1% from your point of entry as usual. Now moving on to the third script that we have, Just Dial. Now Just Dial, well, it seems to have entered back in the range that it was in, from 365 to 378, 379. But it has very explosively tried to break out of that range today. So what we are looking out for, well, honestly, is an upside break of that range. A quick break of the 380 level might give us 385, 387 on the charts, where we can comfortably book our 1% targets. So we'll be looking to enter a long position only above 380, not 680, sorry, long above 380. Stop loss at 375-ish. Ideal targets being 1% from your point of entry as usual. Now moving on to the next one that we have, PL. We have a similar thing in PEL too. If you just consider the broader, structure formation in play, the broader movement that has been happening. So we have a distorted flag information, the swing leg. If I consider this impulsive advance to be the flagpole and this to be the corrective channel, well, so what we are hoping for is there should be a break of this corrective channel, and we would like to enter a long position only if that is happening. So we are going to go long above 1480, stop loss going at 1460, ideal targets being, well, as I always say, 1%. Moving on to the next one, IndusInd Bank. Now IndusInd Bank, well, I told you guys 500 level, if that breaks, it is going to go straight 490, 485 levels, and it went what? Yeah, it went till 484, right? So we are going to go short here again at the support turn resistance now, clear role reversal or simple role reversal. It's not clear yet. So we'll be going for a short position at 501, stop loss being at 507, and the ideal targets being 1% as usual. Moving on to the next one, MFSL. Now MFSL, again, we would like to go. Now yesterday I told you guys, we were to go long at that support level, and we did go long at 530, and we had a smooth target being met there. But keeping in mind the sudden selling pressure that followed that, the up move was not being sustained at all. So now we are going to go short under that said support level, under that said quality demand zone at 530. So we'll be going for a short position once that level of 530 is broken. So we'll be going short only under 530, stop loss going 537, and the ideal targets being 1% as usual. Now generally these are all the charts that we have for equity, but well, since you guys like the watchlist trades so much, we have added in another script to the equity watchlist. So instead of 6, we'll now be looking at 7 charts. Now the 7th script that we have added is one from the pharma sector. We have added Oro Pharma. Now Oro Pharma, of course, starting with the simple phase analysis, we have the classic higher high, higher low formation. and again we had a higher high being made, this pullback coming in. So now we'll be looking for a long positions once a previous resistance or a previous swing level is broken. So we'll be going for long positions above 875, stop loss going at 865, and the ideal targets being 1% as usual. Now, well, we will be trying to adjust the watch list as per the market scenarios, removing and adding these scripts as what we see fit the charts that have the most action regularly. So let's see. Right now we have 7. We might end up with 8 or even 10 in the coming days. Who knows really. Now this is, however, for today, this is all the charts that we had for the equity segment. Now moving on to the indices, starting with as usual, starting with Nifty. Now Nifty has closed in at a supply zone. It has closed at an interesting point at 11,100. Now whether it does go all the way to 11,200 or even 11,300, 500 ish levels, it all depends on whether this zone is being crossed or not. If this zone is not being crossed, it might go back down to 11,050, 11,030, or in worst case 10,950, 10,980 levels. However, let's see. Now as per the charts, well, honestly, if this zone is being broken out, of course not in a gap, if this zone is actually being broken out and then on a pullback we can get a clean long entry, somewhat 80 to 100 points can be easily captured with a stop loss of about 40 to 60 points. So let's see how that goes out in the live markets tomorrow. Now when it comes to the option chain, well, there is good news for people who have carried long positions in the option chain. In the option chain, well, let me just switch. All right. Now in the option chain, I have my immediate resistance at 11,200 with about 2.9 million added contracts. 2.9 million standing open interest, not added contracts. When we look at the change in open interest for the immediate 3 strikes on Nifty, we have massive call unwinding. So well, that in simple words, that means, well, the call writers are not certain of these levels acting as resistance in the near future, and they have abandoned their positions. Now all these are pretty hefty numbers. These are more than well above 20% or 25% of the total standing open interest. For the significant level of resistance, we have 11,300 with about 2.8 million net total standing open interest. On the support side of things, we have 11,000 with a massive 1.7 million added to contracts today. That means that the put writers are very, very certain that this level is going to be held strongly. So if ever you want to if some of you guys want to look for some positional trades or something for this expiry a couple of days, then as per today's option chain, 11,000 seems to be a very strong support, followed closely by significant support at 10,900 with about again a million added contracts. When we talk about the PCR for Nifty, since the last 2 days, Monday and today, the PCR was above 0.9 ish. It was in proper bearish territory, but it is cooling down to the PCR of volume for today comes out to be at 0.84, which falls into the mildly bearish territory, not severely bearish or not properly bearish. It's just mildly bearish, so nothing special over there. Now when we come to the second index that we have, Bank Nifty. Now we had a very good trade today on Bank Nifty. If you are familiar with the concepts of supply and demand, well, we had a supply zone at 21,300. I told you guys yesterday, if 21,300 breaks, might see 21,500. If 21,200 breaks, might see 21,000 or 2,500 in the long run too. Well, the upside break is what happened. 21,300 was broken pretty swiftly, and it had a good clean pullback where we had a nice long entry plan. We were waiting for that, and we were able to capture clean 195 ish, almost 200 points. So it was a good day for us. Now for tomorrow, I would like to wait and watch how this 21,500 and 21,600 level acts out. 21,500 because that is the option chain resistance level, immediate resistance. If that is being sustained or if that is being strongly broken, and we are spotting in the live markets, if you are tracking dynamic option chain changes, and if you are able to see that all right, many call writers are abandoning their ships, they are closing their positions and running away, then we might even see break of 21,600 side, and all the way it might go 21,800, 21,900 too. Not necessary, it might not necessary that it's got to happen tomorrow. It might happen in a couple of days too, but that's my bias as of now, because if I were to draw a trend line, it has broken out of that trend line and then taken support of that too. So from the charts, well, Bank Nifty is looking pretty bullish right now. It has two levels of support from the charts: 21,300 and 21,200. If these levels are being sustained, it should be seeing quite hefty, or quite healthy up moves, if not hefty. When we talk about the option chain levels, let me switch. We have a similar case, not albeit not as drastic, but we have a similar case in Bank Nifty, just as it was in Nifty. On the call side of things, many call writers have abandoned their positions, they have closed, and well, they have shifted on to the put side of things. So they are certain that, well, resistance, it might or might not act up, but support is definitely going to stay that way. So we have immediate resistance still at 21,500 with about 600,000 total standing contracts. Significant resistance at 22,000 with 800,000 total standing contracts. On the support side of things, well, one thing to be noted on the support side of things is we have all positive change in open interest. All these contracts have been added. So we have immediate support at 21,200 with 242,000 added contracts out of total 351,000 contracts, which means that, well, almost almost 70% of the contracts, total standing contracts, were added in today's trading session. That means the puts are being very aggressively written. And 21,200 also aligns with well, our demand zone, so it is definitely a good support. On the significant support side, we have 21,000 with about 114,000 added contracts and 674,000 total standing contracts. The PCR again for Bank Nifty comes out to be at 0.88, which is in the bearish territory, but ever so slightly. It is not properly bearish. It is not above 0.9. So in which is the kind of PCR where you'd be looking aggressively for shorts. So you can definitely go long with this kind of PCR, both in Nifty and Bank Nifty, depending on the kind of confirmation that you get. Now, well, these are all the charts that we had to discuss for tonight. Of course, we'll be coming back tomorrow as every day. But as always, if you want any of these charts, if you want the option chain analysis, if you want the index charts, or simply you are, well, no, you are or in simple words, you are simply not interested to watch the video, but you want the watchlist trades, you can get them from the Telegram channel, the link of which is always in the description below. It is at the rate Apex Finserv. You can get the link from the description. And once again, just a reminder, we are back on Instagram and we are new on Twitter. So, it shows some support, guys. It really means a lot. Now, I hope you guys had a good green trading session today, and I hope you guys have an even better trading session tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Have a good night. Bye.